Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest forecast. Heading into this Tuesday, it was a hot start to the week, low to mid-90s from yesterday, very similar to what we had on Sunday. We also had strong winds gusting between generally 30 to 45 miles per hour. I think it'll be very similar today. The only difference is it will be a few degrees cooler, more in the upper 80s and low 90s. It is going to depend on the extent of cloud cover, though. I do expect clouds mainly during the morning hours, and then a little bit better chance of getting more sun by the afternoon. So if we do get a little bit more sun, I certainly wouldn't be surprised if temperatures were a few degrees warmer than what this graphic is indicating. But those winds are once again going to be a factor. Wind gusts generally between 35 and 45 miles per hour for much of the day with those southerly winds, and we'll continue with the strong winds through this evening. But once the sun goes down, we do start to gradually get a decrease in winds, unless there are storms in the area having an impact on keeping those winds on the stronger side. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, the winds by tomorrow, again, other than the storm factor, should not be much of an issue at all compared to what we had yesterday and what we will have for today. Much, much lighter winds. Humidity, once again, we're keeping an eye on it, and it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon. It continues to stay on the high side. It may come down a little bit below 65 at times, Friday night and Saturday night. But other than that, it does look to remain 65 to 70 and even a little bit higher than that at times. So just be aware of that, as that humidity will be something that will keep our heat index values, especially when we have those temperatures in the 90s, close to, if not exceeding, 100 degrees. Meanwhile, here's a look at Supercast, showing a little bit of that cloud cover this morning. And as the day progresses, getting at least a little bit more sun. I can't rule out a brief shower thunderstorm during the daytime hours. But right now, it does look like the highest probability of storms will start to develop around 5, 6 o'clock in north central Kansas, and then get in the Cloud County area close to 7, 8 o'clock. Obviously, that is subject to change, but definitely something that we'll be keeping an eye on through the day today. And we'll continue to monitor the risk for storms tonight, tomorrow, and mainly tomorrow evening. That's going to be the main window of time frame as we continue to monitor the specific details on when exactly we'll have our highest probability of heavy rain, as this model is indicating the heavier rain going to occur tomorrow, not necessarily tonight. Other computer models are mostly tonight and a little bit lighter rain, but still could be scattered across all of northeast Kansas tomorrow. So here's a look at Supercast through 5 a.m. Wednesday. This is the outlier as far as rain is concerned for tonight across most of our computer models. We have a lot more rain across much of the area within our computer models. But because it is something we watch for, and it is a pretty decent computer model with the it's our short-term computer model, I can't rule this scenario out to where we get very little, if anything at all. But then during the daytime hours tomorrow, we make up for it. So whether we get the rain tonight, whether we get it tomorrow, whether we get it, 2/3 of it mostly tonight and a quarter of it, or a third of it for tomorrow. Let's get some fractions right. That's going to be something to watch out for. We're also watching how far south and east that heavy rain is going to get. So at 1 a.m., you'll notice very little, if any, rain at all southeast of Topeka, Emporia, Osage City, Lawrence, Kansas City, Burlington. Almost nothing. Here's some of the other computer models, though, showing a little bit more widespread rain across the area. Now, with the exception of the NAND there, very close to what we just saw in the HER, the GFS, our in-house model, the graph, and the European, the top right there, does show more widespread rain across the area. So, there's some uncertainty, and we're just going to have to watch it. We're going to see how it plays out. But right now, I'm looking at flooding being the primary concern, because there is that possibility that some areas could get about 1 to 3 inches worth of rainfall. Now, right now, the highest probability that would occur in north central Kansas, based on better proximity to where the frontal boundary will be. But we'll also keep an eye on the hail and wind threat, and this is going to be between 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. tonight, with the mainly a wind risk, but we'll watch out for the hail risk, especially initially. Very, very low probability of a brief tornado. I'm not thinking we're going to have to deal with that, but it can't be ruled out, especially what we call a land spout, which is a very, very weak tornado. It's possible. Otherwise, again, as I mentioned, flooding is going to be the concern. We have that slight risk and our northwestern communities, and then turns into a marginal risk down towards Topeka. So that's where the highest probability of rain is going to be. Further to the southeast towards I-35, there's a chance you don't get anything at all, but there's also a chance you may get up to, I say up to, a quarter inch. I don't think you'll get heavier than that. North central Kansas, you have a pretty decent chance of getting at least an inch. Otherwise, taking a look at temperature-wise, we'll have a cooler day tomorrow because of the rain in the area. And then starting to warm back up Thursday through Saturday before another weak frontal boundary pushes in Saturday night. We'll have a couple opportunities of rain once the rain chance tonight into tomorrow winds down by tomorrow evening. Mainly the next opportunity late Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening. And then we'll get a couple more brief opportunities of some pop-up showers and thunderstorms. Nothing widespread the way it looks right now, Sunday night and Monday night of the second half of this 8-day forecast. Just a quick look at how much rain we could potentially get over the weekend, where the majority of it would be on Saturday evening. Again, not much. The GFS, give it a second because sometimes this is a little slower to come up. A little bit more, mainly for our northeastern communities. So it's not to the extent where I'm too concerned about outdoor events that you might have. But because the highest probability of this to occur would be late Saturday afternoon, evening, that is a concern with the timing. It's going to be about the timing, not necessarily how much of an impact it will have as far as how much rain we're going to get. And certainly, I don't expect much in the way of severe weather over the weekend. But certainly something that we'll continue to keep an eye on just in case. Wetter than normal conditions do look to continue along with the above average temperatures, especially in the 6 to 10 and 8 to 14 day outlook with the wetter than normal conditions. So it does look like we'll end the month of June on a wet note, as we'll continue to keep an eye on it. But again, tonight into at least tomorrow morning holds our best opportunity for the heaviest of the rainfall across our area. Not everywhere, mainly for our northwestern communities, but still our highest probability of the heaviest of the rain, not only for the work week, but for the next 8 days. Have a great day. Stay weather aware. We'll keep you updated if anything changes.